Yikes, folks. Breaking news. The crash is already here. It already happened. Flashback to June of 2021. There were 4,700 pieces of property sold in Bend within that year. Fast forward to June of 2024, there were only 2,570 properties sold in Bend within a year. That is a 46% drop in activity overall, and that is insane. Folks, it's getting real. No real broker pun intended. The market in Bend, Oregon is also seemingly on the verge, on a teeter-totter of crashing as far as values go as well. But new interest rate news is changing hearts and minds, and it's also possible that a market turnaround is imminent. So we're gonna give you all the details right now. So I feel like a broken record because I feel like I say this stuff all the time, but it's only because people ask me all the time, how's the market? And I have to kind of figure out what they know about what's going on, because now more than ever, real estate is moving really, really quickly. And I don't mean fast as in like homes are selling really fast. I just mean that change is happening quickly. In general, there's been changes with the market going up and down, changes with interest rates like seemingly every single day. I mean, it does change every day, but big swings. And then even changes with, the new NAR lawsuit. There's just a lot of volatility right now in the real estate industry. But all that aside, what I typically start with, at least in the last month or two, is that the market's getting really soft. And what I mean by that is homes are sitting on the market and buyers aren't moving as fast as they were just a few months ago. Over the last 4 months, we have seen an increase in inventory. In fact, it has doubled from 2 months of inventory to 4 months of inventory over the last 4 months. And that is a really rapid change. That also means that our historically low inventory that we've been seeing for like the last 3 years is starting to stack up, and it's stacking up really fast. And this is a good thing for buyers because prices are starting to come down. But to look into why this is happening, we have to look back just a little bit further. Prices are high. They have been high. Am I right? But 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, interest rates that were at historic freak lows exploded up into the 6s, 7s, and 8s, and they haven't come back down. Now, time out for a second. I was talking to a friend who was not a real estate agent, and he was saying how all of the people that he's talking to, like all of his friends and stuff, they're all saying that they're all sitting on the fence waiting to make their next real estate move until interest rates come back down into the 2s and 3s again. And this got me thinking, and I want to just take a second, slow things way down, and explain things to you so that you understand. Forgive me if you've already heard this before, I've said this before, but look, you will never see mortgage rates back in the 2s and 3s ever again. It's just not going to happen. Maybe in 20 years and some sort of economic crisis happening at the same time. Maybe. But if you actually listen to the economic kind of professionals out there in the world, nobody thinks we'll ever see mortgage rates that low ever again. Okay, back to our real estate market update. Market is soft, inventory's up, interest rates are high also, so people are not buying when they normally were. And so what's happening now is sellers are starting to price reduce and chase down that market in order to attract potential buyers. So therefore, what we're seeing in the market right now is the best time to buy in years. Dare I say 10 years? I had this thought in my head that, we haven't seen months of inventory at 4 months in probably 10 years. I don't know that I've ever seen it in my professional career of literally 10 years. And so I look back and turns out we haven't actually seen 4 months of inventory in 10 years, almost to the day or to the month. So again, if you are in the market and you're considering buying, now really is the best time. We are negotiating tens of thousands of dollars off the list price. It is a buyer's market and one of the strongest we've seen in years. If you're a seller, this can be quite painful, especially at this moment in time. So moving forward, what can we expect? Well, there is a shift coming. I promise. It's not gonna stay a buyer's market for long. So if you are considering selling, you might want to hold off just a little bit longer if you can. I mean, obviously call us to get the full scoop, but you get it. The actual timing of this next shift is a little bit unknown, but it is coming. And it's going to be a shift back towards the seller's market. And I feel like I've been saying it for a year or maybe two, but it is coming. And here's why. You see, there are a ton of buyers, a lot of buyers that have been sitting on the fence waiting for these interest rates to come back down, right? Well, remember when I said earlier that they're not going to be coming back down to the 3s? Well, a lot of these people are going to start figuring that out. And when the market comes back into like the 5s, that's going to start looking really good to buyers. And it is good. If you can secure a rate in the 5s, you are winning, my friend, historically speaking. So after 2 years of fighting inflation and the Fed continuously increasing and hiking up the rates, the first rate cut is finally on the horizon. Inflation is coming back down to where the Fed wants it, and even unemployment is ticking up ever so slightly, which is bad for the economy, but good for interest rate cuts. It's a twisted game they play. Our boy JP seems ready and willing, and Wall Street is betting heavy on rate cuts coming in September. And what this could finally mean for those stubborn high interest rates is that they will begin to come down also. Now, a word of caution, however, because this does not mean that mortgage rates will suddenly fall. In many cases, these rate cuts that will be coming in are going to happen gradually, and they're kind of baked into the mortgage rate world over the coming days and weeks leading up to this Fed reduction. So just because the Fed drops the rate a quarter point doesn't mean you will see a quarter point reduction on the Rocket Mortgage website. I mean, don't go there anyway. Talk to a local lender who's on top of their stuff. We can send you some names. Back to the rates. We're already seeing some mortgage rates start to tick down, and this is probably in anticipation of these Fed rates coming soon. So hopefully this anticipated cut and these slight reductions in the mortgage interest rates will spur some of these buyers to get off the fence and start making their moves here soon before winter hits. Or at least get you excited about the prospect of a really nice spring market when it arrives. At the very minimum, especially for sellers and for buyers as far as interest rates go, I want you to know that relief is on the way. And hopefully, psychologically, this will start getting you prepared to make your next move. Here's where I'm going to ask you to think outside the box a little bit. As mortgage interest rates start to come down, and it is going to happen, it's also important to understand that this is going to happen slowly. Mortgage rates take the elevator up, they go really quickly like they did 2 years ago, but they generally take the stairs down, and it takes a long time to get them down. And in fact, it's going to take a very long time to get them into the 4s. I mean, years and years potentially. So let's get a move on now. There's a bunch of inventory, rates are coming down, and if you wait too long, you could be back in that situation in 2020, 2021 with multiple offers on every home. And that sucked. So sometime between now and next April-ish, if you're looking to buy, it would be a really good idea to get moving on that part. And hey, look, if you or someone you know looking to buy or sell here in the Central Oregon area, my team and I would love to be your local real estate resource of choice. We have successfully helped hundreds of clients here in the area and have closed over $100 million in real estate. So reach out to us at crownrealestate.com, or you could probably stalk us in the description of this video and find our direct contact information. We would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you over in the next video.